Edwards on the drive, goes inside the floor. Turn him over again. Booker scoops it up. Booker brings the boom.
It's another NBA Hardwood show on Easter. Happy Easter to everyone celebrating. Happy 420 to anyone celebrating that. We got my boy Big T on today for Easter. Special edition. I don't have to impersonate him. He's here to give his own takes. I don't have to take over the role, even though I thought I did a pretty good job. He wasn't liking it too much. Big T, how are you doing on this fine Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, you were so happy with your impersonation. I was so happy with the Nuggets getting a W, playing terrible. So what was the impersonation of them playing bad and getting that W?
No, I impersonated you when it came to Jokic. I was telling people to play
I
Jokic.
watched the impersonation. I'm saying afterwards, what was the impersonation after they won? Let's hear the recap and the impersonation.
Oh, you want the recap of the big listen, guys, what did I tell you? I told you you just play Jokic. All right, stop overthinking it. You just play him, okay? I feel like I just keep saying it over and over and over again, like I'm saying the same thing every single show, but I just can't help it. You got to play Jokic. That's what it is. And he played bad on top of it. So that even tells you more. He went over his projection and he played horrible. Terrible, actually. He played terrible.
That's pretty good. He played bad for him. That was a pretty good one. You got it down.
And that was, again, off the cuff. Like, you just throwing me a curveball here. I didn't think I was going to have to impersonate you.
You got it dialed in.
I thought I did a pretty good job, but yeah, you're feeling good. You get your Nuggets victory. Big T, at any point in that game, because I do want to talk about the games before we get into today's games. At any point in that game, were you like, shit, like I might have picked the wrong side of this series?
No, I mean, just because they were playing bad and they were right in it. I mean, the whole game, I'll be honest, I kind of felt like they were going to lose the whole game, though, just the way they were playing, the way the game was setting up, the way they were going. And I'll still die on the Westbrook Island. People are killing me on Twitter. It's not going to work out over the course of the series if they just double. Ty Lue is going to own the Nuggets if they play Westbrook in these last 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. I know it worked out a little yesterday. He had some incredible plays. He had some horrible plays, which is the Westbrook experience. You cannot, in the playoffs, let a guy just get played off like that. Eventually, it's going to catch up to you. They were literally not guarding this dude, running doubles everywhere. I mean, Westbrook hurts my soul, but he did play. He made a few big plays down the stretch and a few bad plays. But, man.
Can you ever get a Russell Westbrook game where it's like good play, good play, good play? It's always good play, bad play, good play, bad. I swear to God, like every single time, like it's just he can never have like multiple good plays in a row without having like a terrible play. It just doesn't happen with him.
And honestly, like I think I love his energy. I love on defense. I love him on defense. So substitute off, like when you have the ball though, and there's 20 seconds left. I know MPJ hadn't played the whole half basically because he sucks and he never comes up clutch. But why would you not want a 6'10" shooter in the corner instead of Russ? You're getting the last shot anyways.
Well, yeah, I don't know. They must have felt that Russ was just, affecting the game, the whole game
the last shot
in a better way. Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like pull him out.
Like there's no other possession. You're keeping it until the end.
No, I'm just saying maybe they felt
got to be one of the best in the league just to plop in the corner, 6'10" guy.
But when you're sitting on the bench for a while and one guy's been playing, and it's like, do you really want to put someone who's been sitting down for that long back? And I'm sure he's not feeling that great on top because he's been sitting for that long. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, Maybe you would. I'm not sure what I would do in that spot. So I know one thing though. The funny part about that 3, Tony, I don't know if you watched the replay, but like Jokic like looked at Russ before he passed it to him. He looked like he was gonna pass, and then he like pulled it back for a sec. And then he passed it again when Russ was like, "Hey, I'm still wide open." Like, so he thought about it like for a good second and a half before he actually passed it to Russ. And they still didn't care that Russ was just sitting in the corner wide open. The Clippers are gonna leave him.
He looked him off a few times, and it's only gonna get worse. Like Ty Lue's he's gonna leave him even more. Ty Lue's the best with adjustments in the entire NBA. It's going to be interesting to see how much more he plays off Russ, and if Denver with a temporary coaching staff, if they have any sort of adjustments in them.
Well, we'll see if they do. I'll just say this: I thought the Clippers. I think that the Clippers are going to definitely just keep doing that with Westbrook. So it's going to end up coming down to it. First of all, we're going to see a lot of close games in this series.
Yeah.
And we're going to see some bad Westbrook moments too. It's not just going to be all good moments at the end. No, but I mean like at the end of games, like to finish the game, we're going to see some bad like Westbrook stuff. So
I still just don't. I can't imagine he closes every game. MPJ was so bad yesterday that it kind of forced their hand. He was just sleeping out there. But this is what it is. The good part is they played bad. Jokic played as bad as he could play. Still had 70 or something.
Jamal played horrible for 3.5 quarters.
I don't trust Jamal as much though. He keeps shooting those long twos, which drives me nuts. And then he got hot when he started shooting threes. Like. Shoot a couple threes. I mean,
he's got to be like a little banged up still.
Oh, he definitely hurt, which is another issue. So you got a lot of things working in the Clippers' favor for sure. The coaching, the injuries. They got a pretty good plan against Jokic, which helps that you can just double from everywhere and not have to worry about a shooter. But
also, how disinterested does Kawhi Leonard look on the floor? It just drives me nuts.
He'll end up sitting out by game 3 anyways. Is another good part about the Nuggets.
I played a ton of Harden and Kawhi, and I was just like every single. So like, I don't know why he doesn't shoot the. First of all, I don't know why he doesn't shoot the ball 25 times. Like the dude's 9 for 15 from the field. He's shooting like a great percentage from the field, and that's with them like focusing on him. And he's still just getting what he wants, getting layups and dunks. But just he'll pass it off. Like he's so passive. I don't understand.
I wasn't on, but I would have definitely said this is a Harden series more than a Kawhi because Aaron Gordon matches up good with Kawhi too. He can body him.
Dude, he got whatever he wanted. Kawhi, whenever he tried to score.
We'll disagree on that because I definitely don't think he got whatever he wanted. He was getting pushed off his spots. He didn't do anything. This is what happens when you have your take. You never come off your takes ever. Like anything could happen, and you just.
I'm sorry. He was 9 for 15 from the field, and he'd go like 6-minute stretches without shooting the basketball.
That's what Kawhi does. What do you think he's just going to turn?
So you're saying that's Aaron Gordon? You're saying that's because Aaron Gordon was
guard Kawhi. He was amazing. Like he dominated. You can't have a dude not do anything, and then you say, "Oh, he was passive." Like. So what could happen that he wouldn't do good? It's not like you're going to shut down a star. Like, what is he not going to get any shots?
No, that's not my point. My point is just like he needs to be way more aggressive. Like Harden was. I thought Harden was good. Like he played aggressive. Like Kawhi's got to do the same thing. Again, though, the Clippers could have easily won that. The Clippers played better than the Nuggets for 3 quarters and lost that game. So that's a bad loss for the Clippers. That's a great win for the Nuggets, considering they really shouldn't have won that game. So, I mean,
I thought Denver stole it for sure.
I agree with you 100%. I think that the Knicks stole a game that they played terrible in for 3 quarters, and then the Pistons just shut down their leg. The Timberwolves were just better than the Lakers, but same thing. When the Timberwolves have Jaden McDaniels score 25 and Naz Reid scored 25.
Julius Randle literally every shot.
Julius Randle hit 4 for 6 from 3. When that happens, they're gonna beat everybody.
I mean, they're gonna win the title if they shoot like that. They're not losing.
If they do that.
They might win the title anyways. Like,
and again, I like the Lakers in the series. I'm a huge Ant guy. There's just no way that they can shoot like that and continue that. But if they do, they're gonna beat the Lakers. So I'm not going back on my take. It's just that's just what happened. And I said it yesterday. I was like, they need Naz Reid. It's not a Rudy series, which it's not. And he showed that. I mean, Jaden's going to get wide open looks. What's good, though, Tony, for DFS is we need to adjust and play those guys because those are the guys that are going to have to beat the Lakers.
Yeah. And they showed it. I mean, Nas, I'm always going to I'm never going to like Gobert over Nas. So I'm always going to agree with that take. And he played better, shot good. He's just better. Like he's just better.
Jason Jerk, kiss the ring, JS. What ring am I kissing, Jason?
Jason Jerk.
Get the fuck out of here. What a loser. Oh my God. I'll tell you this though. I'm sure Jason's got amazing takes when it comes to NBA. I'm sure he's always been right with every single one of his takes as he jerks off in the corner. I know. It's fine.
He's yeah. Whenever they come in that hot, they're not actually angry about the take. They're just trying to troll.
I don't even know which take he's angry about. He said, kiss the ring.
He's just trying to.
Which ring do I kiss, Jason? I don't know. I don't know which ring to kiss. The Nuggets. No, the Nuggets I actually picked. So not that. Probably the Timberwolves. Probably because I picked the Lakers in the series. Maybe.
I picked the Lakers too. Man, Minnesota. Yeah, that was I for sure was off about that one. I don't know if I feel great. The Timberwolves are just good. They match up good. I like them. I'm not giving up yet, but man.
Hey, Jason, nobody gives a fuck. They're not watching you. Go sit in the corner and jerk off, you loser. And banned, little bitch. Moving on. I don't ban people normally, but you definitely
bad mojo on Easter.
Terrible mojo on Easter. Someone said I didn't know it was Easter. I said happy Easter, by the way, right when we came on the show to everybody. Yeah. So I said that.
You can't have bad mojo on Easter and 420. I mean, you just can't.
And I said happy 420 to those that celebrate 420. I don't know what you want.
Yeah.
Horrible. It's terrible mojo coming into the show. All right. Anything else from yesterday, Tony, or do you want to get into
we've done these playoff shows so long. I honestly don't like game ones as much. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the series like you will, where we can come on after a game and talk about adjustments. And game ones are always my least favorite of the whole series, just because I think they're feeling out. You just don't, I like to see it. I think we get better as the series goes on. So I'm not super excited about today's games, but we'll see what we can come up with. You're on mute or something. He's got you rattled. I can't hear you.
I don't think you thought that Russ was going to close. Those are things
I know I didn't, and he came through. Don't get me started. We're not going to be here all day again. Don't get me started.
But this is my point with the playoffs. Those are things that you kind of got to adjust for. You know what I mean? Like those are just things that I think you got to look and see. Like, okay, series to series, what are they going to do? They might do that in certain series and in other series not. You know what I mean? It's just kind of dependent upon what's happening. So
Craig's making fun of me. So, I mean, there's only a few times a year, Craig, where I got to dress. I mean, this is dress up for me, a polo shirt, but sometimes you got to do it for the wife. You got to every once in a while. I don't know how I feel about it either, though.
It's a nice Nike polo right there. It's like I'd say that's dressing up for you. That's dressing up for you. 100%.
That's like a suit. So. That's as good as it gets for me.
It's like a suit. That's the same thing with me. That's how I dress up. It's like the same shit. It takes a lot to dress up actually, but Tony's I'm sure he's got plans for Easter. He's going to go to church. I'm sure he's got a bunch
last
going
night,
on.
Craig.
Earn that bench. You're a lucky man. My wife's coming in at like 2 a.m. going back to work today. No time for JSU.
You'll battle through.
I'm battling through.
You got some hoops to hold you off.
I do. That's true. I do. So, and she gets a day off tomorrow. So
only 3 buttons for your Lord and Savior. I don't even know if I own a shirt that's a button down anymore.
Do you
I
not have
to
one button down? No way.
I'm
You
sure
gotta
I
have
do.
one.
I'd have to dig in there though for a minute. Your wedding was probably the last time I wore one.
Yeah, that's probably the
I
most you've
honestly
ever
don't remember
dressed up.
I might not have even worn it there. I know I wore a jacket, but I don't know if I wore a button down under it.
Didn't you have
Probably
a
didn't.
blazer on?
I had a jacket on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
remember what was under it though. I might have had a polo under it.
I bet you had a polo
remember
under
what I
it.
wore for that.
You totally had a polo under
I
it.
probably did. I could have. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
you
don't remember what
definitely
it
did.
was.
You definitely did. All right, let's get to these games, or we'll be here all day, like Tony said. It is Easter, so at some point we got to get off and get the content up. But first game on the slate here, Tony, Memphis and OKC, 13.5-point spread. Obviously, OKC favored big time at home. Memphis coming off of the loss, then win in the play-in, beating the Dallas Mavericks. Now they get the Thunder, number 1 seed. Tony, first off, do you think Memphis can give Oklahoma City in the series any type of, pushback, or do you think it's just OKC rolls? And then what are you doing with this game today?
Yeah, I mean, so I don't think they can really. I'm just not a big Memphis guy is part of the issue. I think they match up somewhat decent with them when you start lining them up one by one. I don't think it's terrible. I'm just not a believer in Memphis that much. I wish it was a different matchup for sure. There's a lot of teams in the West that I like. These are two of the teams I just don't like that much. And OKC, I can see it coming. They're gonna. I mean, I like Memphis plus the points. I would bet Memphis if I had to bet one of the two. Like actually bet at these prices. Obviously, I would bet Memphis at plus $1 million, whatever they are. But Cal Raleigh, yeah, he's been crushing. I just can't. I can't see Memphis going in there and winning 1-8. I just can't see it overall. They could steal a game or two. Even this game, OKC really hasn't played for a week or two. Games that matter. Memphis is coming in hot. I actually could see. I think Memphis is a pretty good spot today for sure. I just don't know. I mean, these series we've seen it. We've done these shows now for a long time. It always happens. Teams come out flat game one. These things zigzag a lot, and people always overreact to one game all the way around. So I actually like Memphis today, and some of these prices for Memphis I think are pretty good too. Like Ja at only 82. I mean, you're going to get full run from these guys where I just don't think the prices are quite there. And I'm not a big Memphis guy usually, and some of these other matchups too I think are quite a bit more ugly as you look at it the next couple. But like, so Ja in the last game, only 33 minutes. I think that could come up even higher, but 50 fantasy points in 33 minutes. I think he could play even more. Although game ones too, they don't sell out as much for game ones, especially on the road. But I like him. Desmond Bane, I think to me, he's been their best player by a decent amount. I know he's not flashy, but man, he can shoot it. He can shoot the hell out of that ball, and that's a luxury in the playoffs when the defenses start tightening up. So I actually like him even more. I think he could play. He played 39 versus Golden State on the 15, 33. I think we see high 30s from these guys. So there, I'm just not really going to go with Jaren Jackson. I always like his upside, but don't love that. And then you got the guy I heard everyone kind of been talking about was Zach Edey. You get this guy in the mid-30s minutes wise. I'm just always going to want to play him on these slates. I know people think he stinks, and he might stink. He's kind of cement-footed, all the stuff I hate. But I just, in these playoff slates, you got to find values that you believe in, especially when you don't like a few of the games. And I know he's 6K, but that's a value to me. I think he just stuffs too many things in the stat column. I'm going to keep playing Scottie Pippen too for the same reason, just because of his price. He's not a ceiling play by any means, but in these playoff slates, you have to play guys that are floor plays in the mid-range because of how thin things get in other spots. So I actually like even Santi, I think is a pretty decent play. How many minutes did Conchar play the other night? Just another thing I like to 24. Do in the playoffs. 24 minutes for 30. Man, he might even be in a game one, he might even be a better play than I thought.
Well,
3,200.
they played pretty much a 8-man rotation, right? Memphis, and one of the reasons that we haven't liked Memphis in the regular season a lot is because of when they're healthy. Anyway, they play a ton of dudes, but in the playoffs, all these teams, they're tightening up their rotation. So that goes back to your point of, Ja's going to probably get a few more minutes. Bane's probably going to get a few more minutes, but I mean, their bench guys are pretty clear. If they're not playing Kennard and they're going to play Conchar and Santi pretty much.
So, I mean, even if you thought Kennard could play a little in a game one, I mean, he wasn't playing that many minutes even in the regular season. So, I mean, Conchar at 3,200 every playoff slate.
He played minutes when they were missing a guard. So, like if Ja or Bane or Scotty or like one of those guys were out, he'd get a bunch of minutes. But he'd play relatively less minutes when all those guys were healthy.
Like, why would they want to play him? So,
well, yeah, and they're tightening up the rotation, so it makes sense that someone's getting, someone like him and maybe one other guy get kind of cut. So,
yeah,
I'm with you on Edie.
I think the Memphis is the best plays, and with all these like studs too on every slate. I just think there's more. Like Vanderbilt yesterday, I liked. I'm always going to try to find a low 3K guy that I think can get 20, and Conchar easily could get 20 in a game one. So I like him. The OKC side, though, I'm going to struggle with more. I mean, Shea, you saw how all the games pretty much yesterday got ref the same way, where they're going to let you play more, which I love. Let them play in the playoffs. And it's going to be why I don't like OKC as much. I don't love these prices all the way down the list. I mean, even the guys that are values, I just don't feel it. And OKC, I mean, the guys I would kind of look at for OKC are some of the cheaper, like Alex Caruso, I think could get a bump in the playoffs just with his defense and different stuff. But, man, it's tough for me to play these studs on a 4-game slate. So I'm more on the Memphis side.
Yeah, I like it. I'm more on the Memphis value. Like I think Zach Edey's still a value. I like him. I like Santi, Scotty. I think those are like 3 of my favorite. I will say I'm with you on like the Bane take in general. I think he's just really, really good. And he's probably my favorite stud from Memphis. Conchar is a value. I like. I think you can go there. The OKC side, I'm also with you. I see less plays. Like Lou Dort's going to grade out as a really good value, but he's also going to be very popular. But SGA, I think has a good game, but he's 10-9, and I think there are other studs that are cheaper because it's the playoffs. So all these price tags on the studs specifically, Tony, they kind of shrink a little bit. They pull back on them. They bring their price tags down. And so you're going to get like really good plays that are studs from guys kind of like what you were talking about with Ja, how he's only playing like 32, 33 minutes, and you think those minutes kind of go up. You're going to get a bunch of those guys, right? You're going to get a bunch of those guys in that 8K range, 9K range, where they were kind of holding back their minutes a little bit, and now those minutes are going to kind of skyrocket up with it being the playoffs, and we're going to see that a lot. So I think there's just better plays in those 8 and 9K ranges. So, Edey, Scotty, Santi, definitely my 3 favorite from this game. And, from the OKC side, I see a lot less. If you want to take a shot on Caruso or Dort, I get it for a value. So that's probably it, though. I don't see it. Are you going to play any like SGA?
I mean, I'm not like playing 150 teams or whatever. So no, I mean, I'm only going to play a couple teams, and I'm not going to play SGA. He's in the first game. I don't love it. I don't love the price. I don't really like anything about SGA. So I'm not going to be on Jalen Williams for sure. I'm not going to. Chet would be the one maybe I could, just because he's a little cheaper, but I still don't love him. Hartenstein, no. I mean, the 2 guys for me would be Dort and Caruso for them. But they're both going to be chalky. They're both going to be 30% owned, I bet. I mean, Dort for sure is. I bet Caruso's 30 too.
Dort is definitely going to be popular. I mean, like The way I see it, he looks like one of the more
People
like
always
top.
play Dort too because it's
Yeah,
minutes and he gets you your 20 fantasy points and you move on and whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I don't hate Dort. I just don't think you need him. If I have to play Dort though, like I don't hate it. You're getting the minutes. I just would rather roll the dice.
He's someone
on
I
any
could
of them.
totally see you being like, God, he fits my last piece on the team. It's like I don't want to play Dort.
Honestly, I don't like to use the value guy in the first game. I didn't, and I know Nimhard crushed yesterday. I didn't want to use those Pacers guys either, just because they're so chalky. Because they're in the first game too, and it's Easter, and people just set their lineup, and they don't. I'd rather just like wait on a. I mean, I don't know an example until we get to these games, but like Ty Jerome or something like that. I'm not saying him for example. Someone like that where I'll just roll the dice on them and hope they catch some extra run.
I don't think he gets on the floor unless
you can't. I mean, he's 4K. You can't use him at 4K.
Yeah.
And I love Jalen Williams with a Y.
Yeah. For some reason,
he's the one though. If he was 3K or something, you could maybe like think about it.
Well, for some reason, DraftKings they brought the stars down, but they didn't like bring the normal guys that got like the regular season end of regular season bump down as well. They're like, screw those guys. We don't want you to think about them.
If any team plays 10 deep still, it'll be OKC. I could see them still playing a ton of guys, especially early in the series. I could see it for sure. They do their little interview where all 15 of them go to the podium and they do all. I could see it if there was any team.
Well, yeah, I think besides like 2 or 3 guys, they view everyone kind of interchangeable in a way, like most of their team outside of like 3 guys probably. So I wouldn't shock me, especially like you said early in the series. I think as the series goes deeper, it tightens up for sure. But
which is another reason I hate game ones because I just don't love game ones.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, pretty good spot for Memphis, we both feel. Let's go to the next game, Orlando and Boston. Another big spread. You got 13.5, similar here for Orlando and Boston. Orlando in Boston today. Price tags on Paolo, Franz kind of came down a little bit. Tatum also kind of came down a little bit. But they left the Boston like secondary guys all priced up, like Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday. His price came down at least a little bit. Pritchard. Thank God. Peyton Pritchard. How do they keep Peyton Pritchard ahead of Drew Holiday? Like, you can't even think about playing Peyton Pritchard on this slate, and it sucks because like he should be like 4,800 to where like, okay, like maybe he catches extra run in a blowout and I could play some Peyton Pritchard. But at 6,200, I can't even think about playing the GOAT Peyton Pritchard. Look at what he's done. I mean, most improved player. Oh, man, him or Dyson Daniels get me for most improved player. Probably is Dyson Daniels, but God, Peyton Pritchard's name should be up there.
I mean, they've been awesome.
Yeah, I think it's Dyson Daniels. I'll to put my homerism aside for Peyton Pritchard. I think it probably should be Dyson Daniels.
I think it might be Peyton though. They're both. I mean, they're both solid. Peyton more offense, Dyson more defense. Obviously,
could you imagine Peyton on like a bad team? He would definitely put up some stats.
He would.
Like
he also wouldn't get as many good looks either. But I agree. Yeah,
that's true.
Would chuck.
He would chuck though. He would absolutely chuck. All right. So that my whole point with this is the mid-tier guys for Boston, I think, are just out. I think it's the studs. And then as gross as it is to say, Tony, I think you got to throw old Al Horford into the mix. He's been playing pretty good and he's 4,800. I think Tatum or Brown and then old Al Horford are the 3 guys from Boston that I'm looking at that are like in play for me. And then on the Orlando side, I can't get on the Wendell Carter train. He always just disappoints. I hope people play him. I think Franz is probably the best play with the price included, 1,000 cheaper. But I think I'm going to go to different 8K guys. I think the most interesting guy is probably Anthony Black. I just wish his price tag was lower. But, Orlando, I see less plays on. unless you just, like I said, want to take a shot on a young guy like Anthony Black. Cole Anthony erupted that one game if you want to try and pull that out again. I just think it's a tougher spot for Orlando, game one. But do you see anything different than me here?
No, I mean, and I'll even take it further. Like the Boston play, like Jaylen Brown. I know you don't look at this stuff as much as me, but man, his projection is unplayable. Like you can't. I don't. Again, you followed it a lot closer than me at the end of the year, but his production was bad, and his production and his projection today. I mean, he's only projected low 30s at 81.
Well, his minutes have been getting held like under check.
Even when he was like playing though, like man, he looks rough to me. He looks rough. But again, it's a 4-game slate. These will be maybe the biggest. Well, we have 4 again next weekend. Maybe next weekend we'll have 4 too. But there's not many more 4-game slates. So 4 is a lot for the playoffs. There's a lot of different options. So there's no way I'm paying 8,100 for Jaylen. So I do agree with you. Like it's Tatum, which I probably won't play Tatum either if I'm being honest. People love saying I don't have. If I grew my hair out, I would look like JSU.
This dude literally gets a haircut every week and a half. I swear to God.
I can't look like Mangone, man.
I've told this story so many times, but that there was one time I'm literally at Tony's house, and there was like a hair that was just annoying the shit out of him. And he called his wife down from upstairs to cut the hair that was annoying him because he couldn't like see it himself. Like he couldn't get it. And she had to like snip it for him. Like this dude gets his haircut every week and a half. Like total opposite of JSU. And I get my haircut whenever
that dude's hair. Come on,
you got a haircut.
You got to get a haircut.
No, you didn't know. Oh,
he got one.
You did. So you watched a little of the show, right, Tony?
I was listening to it while we were driving.
Okay. So at the end of the show, Mangone gets mad at the entire chat.
No way.
And he goes, JSU. I can't believe this chat right now. They didn't even notice that I got a haircut. And he pulls his hat. You know, he was wearing a hat the whole show.
The beanie again?
Yeah. And he pulls his hat off, right? And I'm like, dude, Mangone, I didn't realize you got a haircut. Like, what do you mean? It was short. Oh, he had no hair on the sides. It was short. It was short for Mangone. But I was like, dude, why'd you wear your hat? Like, if you wanted people to notice your haircut, why wouldn't you just
worn that beanie every show for 9 months? You got to show it off, Mangone.
This is where Mangone, he lost it. Like what he should have done is halfway through the show, he should have just, without saying anything,
it off and not said anything.
Just slowly pulled his hat off and put it to the side and just sat there while I was talking and seeing if the chat just started going nuts over his hair, because they would have, but he fucked it up. Mangone, you did it all wrong. I tried to tell you, but he got mad at the chat for it. I couldn't believe it.
Sounds about right.
JSU secretly likes his bangs.
Not secretly. He publicly likes his bangs.
I just don't give a fuck.
But so I'm with you on Boston. Tatum, although I probably won't play Tatum, he would be the guy. I'm definitely not playing Porzingis. Definitely not playing Jaylen. Derek's unplayable. Drew, at some point in the playoffs, I'll play Drew. It isn't going to be at 5,700 in game one, though. And then Al, I like Al. I'm always going to like Al in the playoffs. I don't think he's going to be like a first guy in for me or something. But if I get to that point where I need Al or it fits my build, I like Al. Because his price, he's the only one I look at, and I'm like, his price is a fair price in this matchup. Even Tatum, I feel, he's probably where he should be, but it's at the top end of where I think he should be in this game. Because Boston's another team that they're not going to go like crazy thin in a game one. They're the favorite. They won. They got all the accolades. They've been there so many times. Even if they lost game one, they're not going to panic. I like these teams though that have a little more fight in the game ones. Just talking bet wise, like I like Memphis. I probably like Orlando. I think they'll play a little harder out of the gate with the number. I'm not saying I don't know if Orlando can win outright, but I like them with the number. And then the Orlando side, I'm never playing Franz. Maybe it's the white thing with me. I don't like the whiteys, but man, I always play Paulo. I know it's a 1K difference, but I'm paying 1K more for
You're
him.
always Apollo Stan.
Always,
You've
yeah.
always been Apollo
I
Stan.
admit it. I'm always, and it's another spot where I think you kind of, and a lot of people like Franz more every time. So it's like one of those spots where I think you have your preference because you're never playing them both, obviously. Well, I mean, I guess you could, but you're never really playing both. I'm going Paulo. I agree with you, Wendell. I mean, he's one of those guys that people play because he's projected. He's mid-range. I think Anthony Black is okay. I don't need him, but he's fine. I mean, Boston will give up threes if you can make some threes. And then, I mean, they've been using Corey Joseph. I could see them just because he's low 3Ks, 3,500. He's another just condom play. But, man, I think I like leaving these guys in my pool just because of how many stars are on the slate. I want as many stars as I can get.
White Man Can't Jump was just a movie, Big T. I like that comment from Big Rob. Well, I mean, you know,
Jonathan Isaac. I'm never playing Jonathan Isaac, but
he's been good fantasy wise, but this is just a bad spot. I feel like for him.
I just struggle to play guys that I know for a fact aren't playing 20 minutes no matter what. Like it just gets in my head. It's just tough. Yeah. But he does do a lot when he's in there. He gets blocks and boards and does all that. So I mean, you get what you get. I mean, I'm not going there though.
Okay, and you're not going to play. So you're out on Jalen. Man, his projection is bad.
I don't think Jalen's playable. Like again, if you don't trust like projections, I do. In the playoffs, I don't think you have to. I think you can get away from projections more, which is why we always do good in playoffs because we get off. But sometimes it's just so egregious that I don't think you can. Like I can't just bump him 10 points. Yeah. I can't put him up to like 44 or something.
I mean, I'm going to bet that he goes over that projection number.
That's where we meet in the middle because I would bet over, but I would bet under what I need.
100%. So I agree with you. He did say
you still need mid-40s.
He did say that he doesn't see any restrictions. So it's not like he's going to have like restrictions. It's just, I agree
time
with
to
you.
play Jalen too. I think it's just not a game one for me. Like I don't think they push it to game one.
I don't think they're going to need to push it. Again, though,
this game anyways. I agree with Garrett. Like I'm not. If I was playing a bunch of teams, I wouldn't fade it. But in my 1 or 2, 3 teams, I don't love this game.
Honestly, this seems like the worst game of the 4.
Yeah,
it really does. All right, next game on the slate: Miami and Cleveland. Miami, another big spread. I think this is why we don't like the slate this much. We've got big spread, and then pretty much a pick 'em to finish.
And I want to take all 3 dogs is the worst part. I'm probably going to get smoked.
I kind of like all the dogs too, but you know, whatever. Let's see. So the Heat coming off the win against Atlanta. Davion Mitchell, savior. Love Davion for that game. Appreciate him saving us there because I had a big bet on Miami. But now they get Cleveland in Cleveland. And
how did they get this dude, by the way? Again, I wasn't paying attention when Toronto.
Did you see that trade?
Give Miami this guy.
Did you see that trade?
It was horrible.
They gave him away for no reason.
For a 58-year-old guy and a second-round draft pick?
For a 58-year-old guy.
Like, I literally looked at it and I just didn't even understand it. Because Davion Mitchell is the type of guy that can defend anyone, and he can't shoot, but he's just a dude. He's just like a dude.
I'll say this: in their defense, they were trying to lose, and they were probably like, "This dude is not on board." No, but I'm just saying, like, this dude's not on board with that. Like, we need to just get rid of him.
Yeah, he wants to go out and compete. I mean, man.
Yeah, and let Jamal Sheed.
Miami, why can't Denver get a guy like this? Why does Miami always get him?
Yeah,
he doesn't even make anything anyways. What's his freaking contract?
Those are the guys though Miami always seems to like find. Like the Gabe Vincent, the Davion, like they always seem to find these guys and they always make them better too, is the funny part. Like they always make them better.
I thought he would make. He's got a $21 million deal. That's more than I thought.
That's not a lot in the NBA right now, to be
honest.
Not
a lot, but it's more than I thought. I thought it was going to be like really, really cheap.
Yeah.
The guy's really cheap. I still, even though I hate Westbrook, when they signed him, his deal is so cheap.
Well, he wants to win. He wants to play with Jokic. So
it's like literally nothing, though. It's like $3 million or something.
Kendrick Nunn's like balling somewhere too, I think still.
$3 million a year.
Kendrick Nunn's like balling overseas somewhere. He's like nasty overseas, I'm pretty sure.
Kendrick Nunn, he was good.
Yeah, no, he was good. So Tony, this game, it's interesting to me because we don't like the Boston game. We didn't love the OKC side. I think I like the Memphis side. I think from a game perspective, though, I think this is probably the better of the big total games. From the standpoint, I kind of like some of both sides. Like, it's not just one-sided to me. I think there's plays on both sides that I'm going to really like. I talked about guys in the 8 and 9K range that have been getting held back from a minutes perspective, and you could see the minutes go up. Donovan Mitchell is like at the top of my list. And maybe it doesn't happen game one, but it might. They've been holding this dude back from playing big minutes like pretty much all year outside of like games against Boston, like big games pretty much, like outside of the big regular season games against the good teams. But, you know, he's been awesome in the playoffs. He's been awesome in big games. I love guys like Donovan Mitchell. And he was really good down the stretch too, even just playing the shorter minutes. And man, if this guy does play upper 30s in minutes, I think he's going to crush here in this spot. So I like Donnie as a stud. And I like Tyler Hero as a stud too. I think both point guards or guards are in play here. Tyler Hero was awesome the last two play-in games. Definitely a little bit of a tougher matchup, but they're going to run him big minutes. They're going to push him. And, you know, he's their main guy, Tony. I mean, we talk about Davion Mitchell, but Tyler Hero is still the guy for Miami. So I like both those studs. And then I think these guys, I think Davion Mitchell is playable. I like DeAndre Hunter as a cheap value play. I expect him to play a lot in the playoffs. I think guys like, you know, Ty Jerome is a good value. Haywood Highsmith played a ton of minutes. I could see him continue to play a ton of minutes here, mainly for defense, but he's at least in play. You know, you get the lower floor guys, but if he plays 40 minutes again or 35 minutes, that's pretty good for 3,900, and you could take your chances. So I think there's a lot of plays that I can get to in this game. What do you think here? Also, Andrew Wiggins, I think, is in play as well, but what are you looking at?
Yeah, I agree in general, especially on the Cleveland side. It feels like there's a lot of guys that you can go with. And the minutes, like you said, I don't know if they like tick up a ton in game one with their roster the way it is, but their prices, they don't need to. I mean, you got Donnie Mitch, Spida at 8,500. Mobley's the one I never really play. I don't love his upside. He's kind of like a Bam in the way. I mean, both teams kind of real good basketball player. I'm not saying they're not, but fantasy wise, they produce. I just never love to play them. They're just solid. I feel like they're good, but the guards. So I wonder who they probably put Mitchell on Spida. So I'm curious, just because he's a really good defender, if that boosts Garland into a little bit of a sneaky play.
You don't think they put Andrew Wiggins on Donnie and Mitchell on Garland?
Yeah, I mean, either way is a tough matchup. So
yeah,
I think it could go down the chain a little bit, though, which led me to I like these value guys. Strus is only 4K. I would rather play Strus than the OKC guy, Dort. I'd rather play Strus at that same price. I think he's got minutes upside in the playoffs where it's going to depend on if he gets hot a little bit and makes some shots. But if he starts making some shots, I could see him play. And Hunter. I think Strus and Hunter and Ty Jerome, I think their bench unit, especially in a game one, again, as these series go, maybe they get a little bit more limited with the big four for Cleveland for sure playing a lot of minutes. But I like these bench guys, and their prices are I like Strus and Hunter way more than Jerome, but Jerome's had a great year, and it just depends on how much run they give him because he's not going to play with Garland and Mitchell. So It just depends on what you think with that situation. In a game one, I tend to think they keep a normal rotation. I don't think they really go that crazy in a game one, especially if they're just handling things. If it gets tight, maybe they extend some of these guys. But I like the Cleveland side all the way around, really. You could talk me into pretty much any of these guys. Even Jared Allen is cheap enough where you could talk me into him. And then Miami, I don't like them as much, but they finally made Ware cheaper. He was like 6K, both playing games. So he was like 6K, I think. Davion, I don't know if I can go to Davion at 5K. He's still going to be asked to do everything on defense. I don't hate him. If you talk me into him, I mean, maybe, but 5K is a little steep for a defensive player. I mean, the other day he had how many fantasy points did this dude have? He had the game of his life.
It was like 33, and he hit
28. He had 28.
28.
And he had 4-3. Oh yeah, I can't do 5K. It's gotta be a hard pass at 5 because he played so good and he got 28. I can't do that. I do like Hero though. I put Hero in the same bucket as Donnie, really. They're in the low 8Ks, mid 8Ks. I think they have 60-point upside, and I like that a lot. I think
this is the question, and my answer is I don't think Cleveland closes big. So I don't think Miami closes big either. Is my guess for this question. I'm just saying I think DeAndre Hunter closes. I think Haywood High
would mean Ware and Jared Allen are both off then.
That's what I'm saying. I think you could see Haywood Highsmith and DeAndre Hunter kind of counter close each other. That's what I'm saying.
That's what's fun about the playoffs. See the dynamics of it, and yeah, I
22 minutes for Ware. Could 22 minutes for Ware get him there at 4,900?
I like the price. The price is good. The price is real good, and you never know with Miami too, though. Like Spo is a great coach. You don't know. Maybe he stays big and they go small.
True.
Or I mean, the dude only played 22 minutes both games, 23 fantasy points both. I don't know. I think the price is, you can work with 4,900.
The only thing I will say is, he is still a rookie. I do think Spo is going to lean more towards guys that have played in some big games and stuff like that. So when it comes down to it, but maybe Ware's just playing really well. Like you said, like maybe he's just playing really well and they just say, screw it. It wasn't our plan, but we're going to roll with the young dude right now. So
I wouldn't be shocked if it stayed big. Both teams like to play big, but I wouldn't be shocked if it goes small either. Honestly, I don't have like a crazy.
I just think Cleveland got DeAndre Hunter on the trade deadline. I think they know to beat certain teams, and I'm not talking Miami, but to beat certain teams, they're going to need to go small and play other teams in the series after maybe this team. And so I think that was the whole point of getting DeAndre Hunter, and is that they know at some point they're going to need to go small. So I think you're going to see it more out of Cleveland is my point going through the playoffs.
Yep.
Almost like getting prepared, Tony, to play the team that, we all think is going to happen, play Boston. I think they know they're going to have to play small.
Definitely. I totally agree with that for sure.
So we'll see, though. A lot of good plays here. Anything else from this side, Miami?
I can't do Wiggins either. I know he's played really good, 43 minutes. 7,100 is too much for me with Wiggins on this slate.
Yeah, you hate Wiggins.
I like him in the playoffs, though. I do like him in the playoffs. I just don't. 7,100 when you still got Hero and you got. I just don't love the price. I think he could pay off his price. I just don't know if you're ever seeing like 50 in this spot.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, you're probably seeing what, like 45?
I mean, I think that's like a ceiling. So I don't. I mean, I think we see like 34. I think he hits like right around his projection.
The thing with this team is, I think they're going to need two of Bam, Hero, Wiggins to play really well.
It's probably going to be Hero and Wiggins to do it then, because Bam is just Bam. Like, I don't trust Bam to go out there and like.
You know what I'm saying, though? Like, I don't think we can trust Mitchell or Ware or Highsmith or. I think they need two of those three guys.
Cool, though, if you just randomly see like Duncan Robinson play a bunch or something, you just never know with Spo. Don't just think it's because how it looked the last couple. I could see him just totally changing, or like Alec Burks plays a ton. Burks has been starting, right? Like, just not playing.
Yeah,
much.
he's been starting and playing like anywhere from like 11 to 18 minutes or something like that. Pretty much.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see, especially in a game one, if Spo tests some stuff, if you see certain guys come in and just see what happens.
The one thing with Spo is he will change shit up if it's not working. So like that's that's your to your point is like you just never know. And if let's say they go down like 15 in the first quarter or something, like they might just throw Duncan Robinson out because they might just be like, we need someone who can, threaten the outside and put the ball in the hole. So yeah. All right, that's the third game on the slate. Let's go to the one game that's pretty much a pick 'em right now. It's a 1-point spread. Golden State slight dogs, Houston -120 over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Tony, I got I don't know who you have in this series. I got the Warriors for the series. Where are you at with the series? And then what are you doing with this game today?
I was on the Warriors originally, but the more I thought about it and the public just loving them and them being a big favorite too, honestly, for being the 7 versus the 2, almost -200 or something, whatever it was. I think I've switched more to Houston. I kind of like their matchups too, where they got guys like Amen that can play some D. I don't know. I'm on Houston, but I don't have it. I'm honestly looking forward to this series because I think it's a great series. I think it plays super competitive. I like the guys in it too. Like Van Vliet is going to compete. Dylan Brooks, even though he's annoying, is going to get out there, and him and Draymond are going to fight 1 or 2 of the games. Like I love this. Golden State will probably win. Like if you told me it was just a coin flip, just pick your winner, there's no odds, I'd probably pick Golden State. But I bet Houston, and I like the price on Houston, and I think their guys are tough enough to battle through this Golden State team. So I think it's going to be a great series. Though honestly, I probably am looking forward to this series more than any first round series as far as just how it plays out. This one,
I think the Clippers and Denver series is going to be. I think it's going to be exciting.
I'm excited about, and the other one might be a good series too, but I don't look forward to it as much in the West.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a good series for sure. And like you said, Houston's going to compete, even though they do have a lot of guys that haven't played in the playoffs. They're definitely going to compete. I just think at the end of the day, man, you got 2 just straight alphas on one side, and they're the 2 best players on the floor. Like you have the 2 best players on the floor. I think, and I don't think it's close. You know what I mean? I think it's Jimmy and Steph. So
that's
how do you counter
they're -200? Because I mean, it's true. They do, and they have a lot working for them. A lot of playoff experience, a lot of battles, and that matters in the NBA. Like all these battles add up. You got to lose a few times. It sounds stupid, but it's true. Like you need these war wounds,
and they have them. They have them, and Golden State is definitely a side though I want to be on. So they pulled the price tags down on a couple of these guys. I mean, Steph came down just a tad to 9K, not that much. Jimmy Butler though, I mean, he went up. He's the one guy, Tony, that actually went up as a stud a little bit. He was like 8K and went to 8,300. That even DK knows playoff Jimmy is here. They know. They're like, we can't pull this guy's price tag down. So I want at least one of these guys, Jimmy or Steph. I want at least one of them. I think one of them definitely crushes here. And then I think you got nice price tags on Draymond, Podziemski, 5K, like 5,800.
Why did the price go down?
I don't know. I have no idea. But the Golden State Warriors seem like, and the Houston Rockets, may I add, like their price tags seem kind of silly outside of Amen Thompson, who they kept at 8K for some reason. So they just make him really tough to play, in my opinion. But like Jalen Green, 6,900, Fred VanVleet, Tyrese, those are good price tags on those guys. So I think you got a lot of plays in this game. I mean, where are you at with like all those Houston guys, Tony? Because they're kind of clumped up. And I think a few of them are clearly in play and a few of them are clearly out of play.
And they've been sitting on their minutes a little bit too. They've kind of been set in their playoff position for a while. they really haven't pushed these guys, which again, I think it matters. Like Golden State had to play their way in a little bit. They've been playing good for a while. Houston's been sitting on it a little bit. So just today, I definitely like the Golden State coming in energy today. But like you said, the prices, I do think these guys could get a bump. Like I'm in. I don't love the price. I do agree with you. I mean, just looking at it, how does Saber have him projected at 31 though? Like that's not a good projection, but like I mean,
I feel like it's like the Jalen thing where it's like I would take the over on that, but I don't think I would play him.
But the difference is Jalen's projected that everywhere. Amen's only projected that at Saber. A lot of the other places have him not high, but like high 30s instead of low 30s.
The one thing I will say about Amen is I think he's one of those guys where I think projecting him is just really tough because he's just going to randomly have that crazy triple-double type game.
It's
so
probably
maybe
not going to happen in this game. I mean, 8K, I'm with you. I had to think about it for a minute, but I'm with you. Like, I can't pay 8K for that. I just, no. If he beats me, he beats me. I can't do it. I do like Şengün, though. Like, I don't think they match up good with centers. I've always seen it with Jokic, too, and Şengün's very similar to him. I just think they'll concede buckets. They've always done it. They'll just let Draymond and some of these bigs bang on him a little bit. He'll get easy buckets, which is just good for fantasy. It might not be good for Houston as far as the actual game because you don't want to play through a big, but as far as fantasy production, I think he's a pretty sneaky star on this slate. I don't think anyone's going to play him really, about 10%, and I think he's got upside on that spot. But these other guys I like too, like Dylan Brooks. I'm never a huge, but I think he's going to play a ton, and he's under 5K. I think that I like him more than Dort too. That's kind of my point about fading the early values. I just would rather take my chances. I know the chat's loving Steven Adams. I can't complain. He's 3,100. Again, I want to play the Jimmy Butlers. I want to play the Donovan Mitchells. I want to play the Tyler Heroes. These type of guys. To do that, if I have to play Steven Adams in his 15 minutes at 3,100, so be it. I mean, he could get you. Steven Adams has 30-point upside at 3K. He probably won't get it. But what happens when Şengün gets in foul trouble? What happens when he plays 23 minutes instead of 15 or something? I mean, he could crush. So I love Steven Adams. I'm definitely not playing Tari Eason at 5,500. I know he's been playing a little better towards the end, but can't do it. Jabari, I don't love. Fred VanVleet's interesting, though. Mid-range. 6K. I think he gets extended a little bit in the playoffs. Tough guy. So I do like this game a lot. And I know we talk about it a bunch, but I wouldn't totally hate just because we could have blowouts today. Don't ever underestimate that. 3-4 of these games could blow out.
We could have multiple blowouts.
Easily. But there is nothing wrong that I see with just pretend the first two games don't exist and jam these late two games. And just, I don't know. I like them better. I don't love the Boston game. I do like some Memphis guys, but are they like plays that I absolutely have to have? I don't know. I don't see any that I have to have. There's some I like, but I mean, that's where, Mark, I played Vanderbilt too. I love Vandy yesterday. I'm going to play 3K guys that get run all playoffs long because I want to play the stars. And the later it gets in the series, when the stars get extended to 40s, I'm not fading Jokic playing 43 minutes. Is that the good impersonation? Did you say that yesterday? I'm not fading Jokic playing 40-something minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty on par. Talked about his projection too, but you didn't go there.
I mean, you can't. I'll play Steven Adams always. He's 3K.
Jokic had a bad game and still passed his projection, by the way, which is like,
and his minutes are going to keep going up. Like he's going to have these games, but there's not back-to-backs in the playoffs. He's going to have he might play a whole game one time.
Yeah, they were talking about it too. It's like he's got some of the best conditioning for a big. Like it's pretty insane. But I mean, back to this game, just to finish it off, like the Houston side. I kind of like Jalen Green. I think a lot of people are going to play Fred VanVleet, and just because of the price tag, like the price tag's crazy. So I don't hate like in tournaments flipping it and playing like a Jalen Green, who I do think is going to get less ownership than him. I think Amen hurts Fred, by the way. which I think is another point. I think he just hurts him. But I get why people would want to click on it. The price tag kind of looks really friendly. So what are you doing with Jimmy and Steph? Because you didn't really talk about Jimmy and Steph.
I love Jimmy and Steph. Yeah. I mean, if I had to pick, I would choose Jimmy, but I love both of them. And you can play both of them together too. And Draymond. I love Draymond too. I might like Draymond more than both of them just because he's 5,800.
He's so cheap. I don't get him in the pods.
I like Gary Payton too at 3,400. He's another guy that I think is an incredible. That's what I mean about these late guys. That's why I mean these are great plays.
And he's a Kerr guy that could get extra run, like depending on how he's playing.
Correct.
He's a total Kerr guy. So like he's a team player. He plays defense. He hustles.
He's gonna play 20 minutes at 3,400. He's not gonna go out and score a crazy amount of points, but he could get 3 or 4 steals. He could get some layups, hit a three.
I could totally see myself playing Gary Payton. The more I look at it, I could see myself playing 3 or 4 Golden State guys.
That's what I mean. And then all of a sudden you got Steven Adams and you got other guys at Şengün. Like you can stack this game up easy, and it's the best game anyways.
Yeah, it's the best game. It's the close game. And what happens?
The first game, if they flipped it, and this game would have so much more ownership if it was the first game. It's still going to be 100%. Owned, but people would. You're going to get a little lower ownership just because it's the night game.
Definitely, definitely, and I think you're going to get lower ownership on some of the stars.
Yeah,
like the stars in the late game, which I think everyone, if they play it, are going to play these value plays, Tony. Like the Draymonds, the Pods, those guys are going to get played. You know what I mean? Fred VanVleet, he's going to get played. But like, I don't think people are going to play Jimmy or Steph as much. I don't think people are going to play Şengün as much. So if you like stars like that, I think that's where you want to make sure you're not just playing all the value, because people are just going to play the value. It's getting a couple of those guys that'll make your team different, I think, on this slate. Moody's another guy. I just hate that he's just strictly one to. He's just he's out there to shoot. Like,
and we talk about it a lot though, but he's at least over 4. Like if he was Peyton's price, it's just he gets over that.
But he's going to play 30 minutes is the only difference. Peyton
he will, but like I'd rather pay a little less minutes for the low 3K. All of a sudden you plug in Peyton, Steven Adams, like you can, and Draymond even. You have so much salary to play Jimmy, Curry. You can play all these guys.
So much salary.
Like I'm gonna play Peyton and Adams. I'll just say it. Like it's a free show. It's Easter. I'm gonna play those.
Happy Easter.
Like I'll just take my chances.
I'm playing GP too. I'm definitely playing GP.
It just does so much for your lineup.
Yeah, it really does. So
even if you play Curry and Jimmy and Şengün, you still got unlimited salary to mess with.
But again, though, this comes back to like,
is this really his line? What's this price, Lee? Because I love that. Is it plus?
It's got to be what, minus 130.
I don't know. I'm curious. What's the price? Because I love that. I mean, he's gonna hit a 3.
He's gonna at least take a couple or 2. The more we talk about it, the more it's like, I want to be on board with this game. I want to be on board with this game. Play a little from the Donnies and the Heroes, maybe a Hunter from the second to last game.
You can easily get 3 blowouts too. It won't happen. I'm sure one of these big dogs is going to probably win today.
I don't like post greater than Adams. Do you?
No.
No. Yeah. No.
I don't. I mean, I definitely don't post. I mean, no, definitely not.
Yeah. All right. Anything else with these games, Tony, or do you want to get into play of the day? And if you have a favorite bet or something like that, we can do something like that. But anything else here?
No. We covered it good.
Yeah, I think we covered it pretty good on this Easter Sunday. Hit the like button on the video if you enjoy the video. Check us out, RPS15, still the promo code over at runpuresports.com if you want all the content, core plays, playbooks, heat maps, slate builder. We got it for you over there. Baseball's still going. Got shows, I think 12 Eastern for the baseball show today. So plenty more content on this YouTube channel. Stay around for that. Tony, I'll go first here with the play and then get you. But my guy Jimmy Butler, it's playoffs. It's 8,300 playoff Jimmy. I'm going right to Jimmy Butler here at 8,300. Big game in store, and we talked about it. We love this late game, so I like Jimmy. It's gonna be my guy for today that I'm in on. Where are you at with your play of the day?
So my play, I'll stick with that game just to make it fun. So, I mean, we already said going with the cheapies, but I'm going to go with Şengün because I think he's the lowest owned of all the like stud type guys, even though he's a little cheaper than some of them. I think he has a big game, and he's another guy that got limited a lot during the year just with different things. I don't think he plays like 40 something or anything, but I think you can play him with Adams too and just lock up all of that center minutes for what? Şengün's what, 84? 88. So 88 and 31, you're talking 12K for both guys. I like that a lot. So I'm going to go Şengün, but I feel good about where
I honestly think Şengün and Jimmy are both going to come in somewhat low owned today.
I don't think Jimmy's going to be near as low as you think. I think he's going to be Saber's wrong on his.
I think Tyler Hero is going to be the lowest, but
Tyler Hero is going to be low for sure. Like I got Jimmy because I got these four different sites up. He's going to be somewhere in the 30s for sure.
Okay.
Hero is going to be low for sure. So
Hero's going to be the lowest. Yeah, Hero's going to be the lowest.
And I like Hero, so Hero could be our low-owned like Jimmy.
I like the Hero Donnie combo. Like you get the Hero Donnie combo. Like that's a good combo.
I might do one of those and then one of the Golden State combos and just kind of play these late guys.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do too. So what do you think about Holmgren? I just don't want to pay that price tag.
He's always got upside for sure with the blocks and stuff, but I don't love it either.
Yeah. He could cry. He is one of those guys like 7,300. He could give you a big game, definitely with the stocks, like you said.
Mark K being nice to me. What's up, Mark K? Looking great. Love it, Mark K. Everyone else making fun of my hair. You're being nice on Easter. I like that.
I mean, it's easy to, I think, give Tony some love with the hair when he's on with friggin' me. It's like, I'm not as bad as man going, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there for sure. So I got a haircut actually this week. I actually got a haircut this week. So
you got one this week? No,
yeah, like coming up, like on Tuesday.
Coming up. I was like, there's no way you cut.
Oh, you mean like I got one? Yeah, no, nope. So
two magic point guards together. What? Hell no.
That's because Black and Cole had the big game together last time out, probably. So
definitely not.
Yeah,
although I will say, anything is possible in tournaments, and Boston does have games where they just literally let you do whatever they want. So do whatever you want in a tournament.
Boston's going to give up those shots too to like Anthony Black. Like Boston is not. They're going to give up those type of shots, I think. But
and when you're playing huge field, say you're only playing a couple teams in that big field tournament, I don't hate it. You can't just go in and just play dead obvious stuff and win that thing with 2 entries or something.
Jay, any discounts on the RPS merch? I don't know about discounts on the RPS merch, but Big T's the man to talk to with RPS.
I mean, you want one? DM me. I'll send you an Easter hat for free.
Oh, look at that, Jay.
Actually,
see?
Send it to
You're
my wife.
You're welcome, Jay. You're welcome. Big T just sending out free hats. See, I knew to click on that.
There's no discount on the site, though, just because we don't mark them up. Even though everyone makes fun of the prices, we don't make money off it.
Yeah. We just do it because they're sweet. And the gear is nice, too. So, gear is
I need to get nice. That. Yeah, the green hat. I need to wear my green hat today, even though it's Easter. I like green matches. Green's for Easter, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like all the light colors, green and like orange and all that's like Easter colors.
Yeah, that's fair. I think green's fine. Nothing wrong with green. You like green though, golf. You like the green hats for your golf and stuff like that. You wore it on the Masters show. You love your green hat. I guess who doesn't have a green hat?
Yeah, you're not kidding. You're making fun of it. You're making fun of
it. JSU doesn't have a hat. That's fine. That's fine. No green hat for JSU.
Yeah, Brittany's
Jay gets a hat.
Brittany's got a green hat.
See, even Brittany's got a green hat. JSU doesn't have a green hat. Brittany's got a green hat. It's fine. Brittany's awesome. It's fine. All right, that's going to do it for the show, guys. We got to get the content up. Check us out, RPS 15, if you want 15% off your first monthly or weekly payment over at runpuresports.com. Hit the like button on the video. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, actually, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to come back on, talk some hoops for tomorrow's slate, and talk about the games from today. So check us out this whole week, 10 a.m. Eastern time. I wore my wife's panties last night. Dub KJ really does finish off with some great comments. I do enjoy Dub KJ in the chat. Very, very, very awesome member, Dub KJ. That's going to do it here for the show. For Big T and myself, JSU, happy Easter to all. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Good luck in your DraftKings, DFS, and betting. We're out of here. Peace.